Hello everybody. With the release of Dark Souls 3 coming out, I decided to do a video about something that I think is integral to both Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, the Souls series, Bloodborne, and something that I hope that they continue to do in Dark Souls 3. As you could probably tell by the title of this video, what I'm going to be talking about is the Estus system. And not just the Estus system, but I'm also going to be delving a little bit into the overall healing system of Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. Now, just as a precursor to this video, if I make any negative comments in this video, do not take that to mean that I do not like either of these games. I think Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 are fantastic games, and I still consider Dark Souls 1 as my entry into the Dark Souls series. I still consider Dark Souls 1 to be my favorite game ever, and the most enjoyable game experience that I've ever had. So just because I may criticize it does not mean I think they are bad games. Now, with that, let's jump right into it. One of the things that we all, I guess, love, or we all know about the Souls series is the ability to use Estus. Estus is an integral part of the series. It's part of the overall, what's known as healing system. The healing system basically accounts for all of the items and abilities and anything that really allows you to heal yourself. Now, Estus is obviously the most important part of the healing system. It's integral to the story, the Estus Flask, right? We all use it, blah, blah, blah. However, in my opinion, and some people could disagree with me on this, but one of the things that I was disappointed about when Dark Souls 2 came out, like many other Souls fans, is it just wasn't as good of a game, and I think a lot of Souls fans would agree with that. Dark Souls 2 isn't as good of a game overall. Dark Souls 2 did fix some things, but they didn't really fix a lot of things. They also made some things that were really good in Dark Souls 1, and they kind of made them, I guess you could say, broke them in Dark Souls 2. Lots of mechanics just didn't work. The world didn't really make any sense. So I was a little bit disappointed when Dark Souls 2 came out. Not to say I didn't like the game. I still love the game, but I just didn't like it as much as Dark Souls 1. And you could obviously tell that I didn't like it as much as Dark Souls 1 because I'm playing Dark Souls 1 on the screen. If I liked it more than Dark Souls 1, I'd be playing Dark Souls 2 on the screen. Right after Dark Souls 2 came out, a lot of people started posting, I'll say, criticism videos about Dark Souls 2. Right after Dark Souls 2 came out, a lot of people started posting criticism videos about Dark Souls 2. Things that the game did wrong, what didn't make sense about it, what flaws there were, blah, 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 blah. Because many people considered Dark Souls 1 to be a flawed masterpiece. A masterpiece in the sense that overall, it's an absolutely, absolutely amazing game with some minor flaws, but that still doesn't take away from the top-level masterpiece overall of a game that Dark Souls 1 is. So a lot of people were very quick to criticize Dark Souls 2, and one of the things I was really annoyed about was in a lot of these criticisms, they never really... I understand it's a criticism video, you're supposed to criticize things about the game, but many people didn't point out any good thing about Dark Souls 2. And one of the things that I think people didn't point out really at all was the Estus system in Dark Souls 2. In my opinion, Dark Souls 2 perfected the Estus system. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the Estus system in Dark Souls 1 was bad. It wasn't. But I just think that because it was pretty much our only Estus system, in a way, we had nothing else to compare it to. But I think that when you compare this Estus system of Dark Souls 1 to the Estus system of Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2 just stands head and shoulders above Dark Souls 1 in the overall feasibility and the overall, you could kind of say, fairness of the Estus system that Dark Souls 2 has. Now, let's jump right into this. So like I was saying before, there is the overall healing system. So it's all the items, abilities, whatever that allow you to heal. In Dark Souls 1, they had perfect healing system, but a not so good, and when I say not so good for the rest of this video, I'm saying relative to the other game. So in Dark Souls 1, they had a perfect healing system, but a poor Estus system. Whereas in Dark Souls 2, they had a perfect Estus system, but a poor healing system. Let me explain this. In Dark Souls 2, basically the Souls series, one of the core components of the Souls series is and I'm going to relate this to the combat. Here's why. Look at Dark Souls combat. A lot of other action RPG games like the Souls series, even though there aren't really a lot, but a lot of other action RPGs like the Souls series make the main character attack fast, and as a result, the moves do less damage, whereas the Souls series follows the reverse. The character attacks extremely slow, and overall there's no special combos, nothing like that, but as a result, the moves do very high damage to compensate. This healing system in Dark Souls series works a similar way. In Dark Souls 1, it works a similar way. There are very limited amounts of items and very limited ways of healing, and because of that, the items that you do get usually heal you a lot. It follows the same core mechanic as the combat system that I just mentioned. Now, for Dark Souls 1, the healing system, there were 5 ways to heal. You had your miracles, and each part has its pros and cons. You had the miracles, which healed a huge amount of health and reset at every bonfire. So they were kind of, in a sense, unlimited, but the downside was you needed to have a lot of faith to use them, especially the higher level miracles that heal you. And there was also they also activated very slowly. So there were some downsides to that. You had your humanities, which healed your full health bar and could be farmed, but the downside was that they also activated very slow. For example, then you had your Estus, which I'm about to get into, so I'm going to skip over it for now. And then you had your 2 healing items. Originally there was just one, and that was the Divine Blessing, which it healed you, and it would activate very fast. You would use it very fast. It would heal your entire health bar, and once it was done healing your entire health bar, it would also restore all your status and all that kinds of stuff. However, to compensate for that, there were only 2 you could get per playthrough, and then there was the Elizabeth Mushroom, which was added in. They heal you very fast during the DLC. They heal you very fast, also activate very fast, but also, once again, to compensate for that, there's a limited amount you can get per game. It follows that same kind of system of the combat. You attack slow, and as a result, your moves do a lot of damage. Now, as good as the healing system was in Dark Souls 1, it was perfect. It was perfected. It was perfect. It was drawn back a little bit by the Estus system, and here's what I mean. I think if you really look at Dark Souls 1's Estus system, you can kind of agree with me on this. The Estus system just comparatively doesn't work. Would you agree that 20 Estus Flasks is kind of too much? I think that Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 did it well, where you could upgrade your Estus Flasks and increase the potency of them so they give you back more health every time you use them. However, I think that where they vary greatly, and where Dark Souls 2 really perfected this, is the amount of Estus you can get, the speed at which you can draw out the Estus, and the speed at which the Estus actually heals you. Now let me explain what I mean. In my opinion, Dark Souls 1 Estus system is a draw to the healing system because it unbalances it, as well as, in and of itself, it actually unbalances the game. 20 Estus at +7 is just way too much to have. The reason I say this is because a core component of the Dark Souls world is that it's supposed to, throughout the game, you're supposed to be taught how to, even by the end of the game, even though you have leveled up, your character has leveled up, one of the core components is that because you explore the world, at the end of the game, you as the player have leveled up. You've learned more about the world, etc., so you know how to exploit enemy weaknesses. It makes you quote-unquote, have learned how to play Dark Souls better. The Estus system, however, in Dark Souls 1 kind of takes away from this when you think about it. Because you can get so many Estus, especially early on in the game, and because they activate so fast, and because you can heal so much, you become less strategic in your use of them. And many people will say, well, you can only get 20 Estus later on in the game, and early on in the game you can only get 10 Estus. Yes, but 10 Estus is very easy to get even early on in the game. You only have to sacrifice 1 humanity to get an extra 5 Estus, and you only have to sacrifice 1 humanity to get an extra 5 Estus, and because of the easiness of getting humanity throughout the game, and in my opinion, it's easier to find humanity in Dark Souls 1 than it is to find human effigies in Dark Souls 2. Because of the easiness of humanity, getting an extra 5, so a total of 10 Estus Flasks is extremely easy because humanity are easy to get. And like I said before, many people will say, well, you can't get 20, you're stuck with 10. Not really. Getting to Pinwheel, to get the Rite of Kindling, to get 20, honestly, that's pretty easy. Sorry, no. Beating him is easy. The only hard part of really getting the Rite of Kindling is early on in the game. Actually getting through the catacombs is a pretty hard part of the game. It's a pretty scary part, especially for new players like I was. But once you get to Pinwheel, he's actually fairly easy. He's not a very, very hard boss. He gets killed, and especially considering there are also you can also just join the Gravelord Sword, the Gravelord Servants, and get Gravelord sword, which does a ton of damage. It's very easy to kill him and get the Rite Kindling. So because you take them out very fast, because you heal very fast, because of the easiness of getting humanity and getting the Rite Kindling that allows you to get 20 very early on in the game, you become very less strategic in your use of them. It no longer becomes, do I use this now when I'm fighting a boss, when I'm using enemies? Because that's kind of the point. You're supposed to, if you're swarmed with enemies, you may not want to use Estus. The game wants you to think like that. It's built for you to think like that. But because of the way the Estus system is, that just simply doesn't happen. Now, onto the healing and Estus system in Dark Souls 2. In my opinion, Dark Souls 2 perfected the Estus system. It does two things. One, it gives you less, and two, the effects are a little bit less powerful. In my opinion, the speed at which you take out the Estus is in Dark Souls 2, and the speed at which the Estus actually heals you is perfect. I think because it's a bit slower, you kind of have to think more about, should I use it now? Should I use it later? Is it going to heal me in time? Am I going to be able to survive another hit? Or, just little things like that you really have to think about. And also, what I really like, and some people may disagree with me on this, Dark Souls 1 encourages exploration because the world is so amazing. But you can't deny that Dark Souls 2, the Estus system actually encourages exploration. Think about it. In Dark Souls 1, it's very simple. You just give up 1 humanity, you get an extra 5 Estus Flasks, right? Humanity is easy to find. In this game, in Dark Souls 2, not this game, the one on the screen, I'm saying in Dark Souls 2, this game, it's no longer, hey, I can just give up 1 human effigy and get an extra 5 Estus. Now it's saying, no. If you want more, guess what? The 5 Estus you have now are the 5 Estus you're going to have at the next bonfire. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't sacrifice a human effigy to get more. There is one way you can get more Estus, however. You can go and explore the world. You can find the Estus shards, and then you can travel back to Majula, give them to the Emerald Herald, and get more Estus. So it actually encourages exploration. And in addition to encouraging exploration does one more thing. We all know that satisfaction in Dark Souls of finally beating an enemy. This gives, or finally finding something, finally getting past, some challenge. This actually gives us that satisfaction. When you finally, when you're going through the world trying to find these Estus Flask shards because you want more Estus, when you finally find one, it feels great. You find like, oh, I finally found that Estus Flask shard. Now I can get one more Estus. And so it gives you that sense of satisfaction. And you finally get what you want. But in addition to that, it also does one other thing that many people don't realize. In addition to giving you that one Estus, because it encourages you to go out and explore the world, because of all that, it makes it so you actually have leveled up as the player. Like I said before, one of the reasons you're so powerful at the end of the game, especially new players, isn't just because they've leveled up their character, but it's also because they themselves, as the player, have become better at Dark Souls. They've learned more about the world. A game that encourages exploration of the world allows that to happen. That's what Dark Souls 1 did so well because the world was so intricate. In Dark Souls 2, the world isn't as intricate, but you can't deny that the Estus Flask shards encourage exploration. And because they encourage exploration, you actually become a better player. Now, the downside to this? Well, there really is one main downside, and that is simply that the healing system in Dark Souls 2 is completely broken. There's too many items that heal you. They're very easily farmable. It doesn't follow the core combat system I was talking about. It just overall doesn't. It really just doesn't work. It takes away from the perfected Estus system. So how does this relate to Dark Souls 3? Well, if I had to say, how do we perfect the Estus system and the healing system and keep that in Dark Souls 3? Simple. Keep the healing system of Dark Souls 1 with the Estus system of Dark Souls 2. The Estus system of Dark Souls 2 doesn't need to be changed. I think it fits perfectly in the Dark Souls world. But the healing system of Dark Souls 1 should be incorporated. So the healing system of Dark Souls 1 and the Estus system of Dark Souls 2. So here's how it would work. You would have your miracles and your pyromancies and all that kind of stuff that heals you. You would have your Estus as part of that healing system, but the Estus would be the Estus system of Dark Souls 2, and then you would have 3 additional items. You would have 1, your humanities. You would have 2, your divine blessings, and I think we should have a 3rd item, and that 3rd item should be, I would say, probably Elizabeth mushrooms, but the Elizabeth mushrooms should keep the effect they had in Dark Souls 1, because in Dark Souls 1 they followed more of that core combat system because they were harder to find and healed more, and in Dark Souls 2 they didn't, so we should keep those. So I think that's really how they can fix it and incorporate it into Dark Souls 3. Hey guys, this is my first ever YouTube video, so I hope it goes well. I'm trying to make more videos about this, but I really haven't had the time or the ability, so this is kind of my first time doing this. I finally got a capture card and stuff like that. I may make some Dark Souls 2 PvP videos and stuff like that. I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. But if this goes over well, then I will. If you guys have any ideas, just put them in the comments and I'll try to read them. And I guess like and subscribe to my channel. Yep, I guess that's all. I'm out.